Duh, duh, duh.
You're listening to the Level Best Network.
This is the INTERCOT Insider Live, episode 135. Now in our 10th year of podcasting excellence.
Yeah, excellent.
Excellent is a little
subjective.
I think we're setting ourselves up for failure here.
Really? Really? Okay. The INTERCOT Insider Live is brought to you by Magical Journeys, INTERCOT's official travel agency for most of the 23 years we've been online, and the Disney vacation experts. Of course, now more than ever, it's important for you to support our partner, Magical Journeys. Nancy and crew, and Brittany as well, who's with us tonight. Brittany Herm. Brittany, hey, how are you?
Hi. Good,
Hey.
good. How are you?
I can't point.
Excellent. Yeah, wait.
To our
Wait.
humble
Like,
podcast.
where did my arms go?
I don't know. Is
No,
that-
that's Michael. Down
I'm hoping that, yeah.
this way.
No, that corner down kind of.
Okay,
You
like
do
a great
realize this is an audio
Kind of
podcast,
this
too,
direction.
right? Here's a story. All right. Welcome to Brittany. Brittany is from Magical Journeys. Nancy declined. Karen declined. Neither wanted to be on camera. They didn't tell Brittany
They
she was
didn't
going
tell
to be
me
on
that.
camera.
I agreed, and then I was told about the camera.
So we're glad to have you along with the
Thank
regular
you.
crew tonight, including Michael Montanez.
Hi, everybody.
And
That's right.
Yeah,
2 podcasts in a row.
I know this is unprecedented. Yeah, wait, I can't. How do I point sideways? I'm confused. Never mind. And the entire nation of Canada. I can't even say it right.
Canada.
Oh my gosh. Jen and Carolyn, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. We're melting. It's really hot in Canada, believe it or not.
And there we go.
Yeah,
How did
weather talk.
that took like
So it
3
begins.
seconds. We're in weather talk already.
I know.
Well, we'll go around the horn here. 95 here in Hilton Head. Heat index sees over 100.
Oh, God.
I looked and I
Yep.
got it in Fahrenheit just for this exact
Oh,
conversation.
thank you.
Gosh.
And
so
it was
nice of you.
98 Fahrenheit before the humidex. And
That's
the
not possible in Canada.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is.
No,
like
it's
35?
11 months out of the year in Canada.
Yeah. With the humidex.
I would like to be everyone to be impressed that I did that Celsius in my
I
head.
am impressed,
Thank you.
actually.
You're so close to the Canadian border. We'll
I
accept.
went to
you
college
as
in
one of our
England.
own.
No one understood me if I didn't figure it out.
Wait, let's do the Bob and Doug math. So what temperature Celsius is it?
About 35.
Okay, so double it,
Isn't
is
it
what?
double it and
70, and add 30.
Carolyn knows better
Right
than me.
now-
Or was it 20?
It's 29, but it feels like 37.
Okay.
That is
So
really
that
hot.
is roughly 30, 60 plus adding another 30. That's around 90
Yeah.
degrees Fahrenheit. Is that
And
right?
It's
Yeah,
hot.
and that's at
Did
8
Bob
o'clock
and
at
Doug
night.
math? Bob and Doug McKenzie math actually work?
Yeah.
Double it and add 30.
It was like 100
But it's
here in
always a little
Wisconsin with the heat index this past weekend.
Yeah.
Really? So
Yeah,
what's the
it-
current temperature in Wisconsin?
Let's see. Weather Kitty phone app.
Weather
Oh,
Kitty?
it's so
The one app
adorable.
she
They have
has
a
on her
different cat. They show a different kitty for. Isn't it adorable? It is currently.
Oh my.
I told you
Where'd you
all
get
that's
that?
on my phone is like pictures of cats. It's 79 feels
Oh.
like 83.
That's a balmy 79.
It is,
That's-
but I also have Orlando on here, and it's 77 feels like 92, and that cat is rather depressed.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
Well.
no cat is happy when it's 92.
no.
I mean, let's be real.
Wearing their fur coat.
Yeah, exactly. So not only is Michael here for the second time, 2 podcasts in a row, but this
Oh,
is
yeah.
actually
It's 91 degrees in Seattle, which is like 4,000 degrees on the face of the sun for us.
Yeah.
just in case you were wondering. But we've also doing the second podcast in the space of 2 weeks, which is what the heck. Oh, and by the way, too, are the folks who like to listen to the podcast on audio, we are actually in the process of getting things caught up. So I've got all but one of our past episodes transcribed and about ready to go, because I've had a couple of people emailing in saying, we like to listen to it on the car, on the way to work, on the metro or whatever. And I'm like, oof, okay, sorry. Kind of neglected that. But anyway, let's hop right into some Disney talk, shall we?
We shall.
Okay, now that weather talk is done. So today, big news, Brittany. So we're going to come to you.
I'm on it.
I know, right? So we have some resort and updates, and apparently some new resort opening dates. Is that?
Yes.
What's going
So
on?
what they told us today, they've decided to adjust the reopening dates for the Polynesian and Art of Animation due to the current environment. No idea what they're talking about. So it says the planned reopening dates for additional Disney resort hotels will be as follows. July 29th, Caribbean Beach. August 24th, Yacht Club. September 21st, Grand Floridian. October 4th, Polynesian. October 14th, Coronado. November 1st, Art of Animation. And then in bolded red print, very important, bolded red, it says,
Okay.
Disney's Beach Club Resort and Disney's Boardwalk Inn. The hotels will remain closed, though they had previously shared opening dates.
Wow.
They are going to keep them closed after all, and will reevaluate their opening timeline.
Wow.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of so I understand then the resorts themselves, like the restaurants and stuff like that, are open, but you can't stay there. Because I mean, Janet went around the other day on like a monorail hop, and she said like the shops were open at the Polynesian and things like that.
But I'm pretty sure I would have to check the list. Polynesian villas and bungalows are open. Like they've been opening the villas, and this is what I don't understand and why I had my own private temper tantrum, because in like a week and a half, I was supposed to have main building Grand Floridian reservation. And they canceled it, but then they're saying, oh, you can eat at these restaurants and stuff. And I realized it's because the Grand Floridian villas are going to be open. So they're going to keep those things open for those people.
I got
They don't care about me, apparently. So, I think it's because of the villas that they're keeping some things open.
So where did they shove you? Where did they push you into?
I was doing a split stay. I was supposed to be at Beach Club and the Grand Floridian. And the Beach Club, they moved me to, actually, I think they wanted to move me to the Contemporary. I stayed there in February, and I was like, what else you got? And then they said...
Are you not a fan?
We stayed club level in February, which was great. And it was going to be essentially the exact same room, but with no club level services. Okay. And I was like, I mean, it wasn't our favorite. I'm not complaining. I mean, let's get real. Okay. It was pretty nice. I'm not complaining. But they said that they could get me into Riviera for and I would get a refund. So I was like, hey, I'll try that out. And then the Grand Floridian, I got moved to, so at the Riviera, I went from Beach Club to the Riviera in like a deluxe studio. And then main building, like a deluxe king club level room at the Grand Floridian, they moved me to a 1-bedroom villa at Boulder Ridge over at Wilderness Lodge. And I love Wilderness Lodge, but I've never stayed in either of their villas. So I was like, I'll take it. And it was, again, I got a pretty big refund. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that.
It's so pretty over there too. It's like your own little forest neighborhood.
I know. And I'm interested to see if I don't know. We're going to see what's going to happen in being that it's going to be August, but whenever we've stayed there, we've run on the trail between Wilderness Lodge and Fort Wilderness. I'm curious to see if they're going to make us wear masks, like if nobody's around. Right. You know, I mean, it's a public area.
Outdoors in a public area.
Yeah, but like if you're completely alone, I don't know. I'm curious. I'll see, I guess.
No, that's one of those things. Like I have an issue with that because I live near the beach, right? And for a while, they have the mask mandates and all that stuff, and it's like, well, I've seen people wearing them on the beach, and I'm like, Okay, I'm not anywhere near you. I'm properly socially distanced. I'm outdoor. There's a breeze. I just don't see it. So I mean, I can, like you, I kind of wonder whether they'll make you do that, especially like, I mean, well, what if you want to exercise? What if you want to run? What if you want to do stuff?
Right.
I mean, how does that work?
I mean, if it's like 6 o'clock in the morning before it gets super, super hot, like, I mean, there's not going to be anybody out.
Right.
Would you, except for the people doing the gardening or whatever, you know, like, are you going to care? I don't know. I mean, I'll obviously bring it with me and I will see where that goes.
Yeah.
Most people here that jog just have a mask with them and they'll put it on if they're passing people, but people don't normally wear the masks when they exercise. But
no, just if you see a group of people coming towards you or whatever.
I don't know. I would walk 6 feet off the path just to just to avoid people,
putting the mask
like
on.
the plague. I do that anyway. So I did that before COVID. And just stay clear of people.
Well, you can't do that here because if you walk 6 feet from people, you're in the middle of the street. This is why.
Well, there is that problem, and So I mean, not to go off the COVID bandwagon, but so when you're in the streets and outdoors in Seattle and stuff, like people are wearing it outdoors and stuff like that. Okay.
The only time I see people that are not
in the major cities, so like I don't know what's going on.
If they're in. So I had to go to the office for the first time, which is downtown, middle of downtown, and I didn't see one person without a mask on.
Really, outdoors? Huh?
There. Yeah. So
is it pretty crowded there?
No, because everything's closed. But still, like because it was so dead, I was like, screw it, I'm just going to take the train back up to my neighborhood.
Yep.
And I was the only person on the platform. And when I got on the train, there was maybe 6 people in my car, and everyone had their masks on. So,
I work in downtown Toronto, and I would say it's 50-50 if people are wearing masks on the street, but it's mandatory if you go on transit. It's mandatory when you go into a building.
Right. That's
but on the street, it's just kind of 50-50. Some people wear them, some people don't.
I'm not gonna hand. There's too many homeless people in my neighborhood, so there's too many people that are like living on the streets. Like unfortunately, they don't have the health care. So I'm not. Right. It doesn't hurt me at all to wear
the mask.
So
I got you.
I'm not imposing that on anybody, but I'm also not gonna. I'm gonna try not to breathe their air.
No, I did.
My other job, I'm working in a lab. Actually, what Nancy used to do before she started Magical Journeys. Small world, that just happens to be what I do as well, medical laboratory scientist. So obviously working in healthcare right now, it's all masks all the time. You're taking your temp at the door and saying, no, I don't have diarrhea or runny nose today. And yes, I can come to work. And then the mask.
Diarrhea, put the toilet flush.
Hold
Oh, you missed it.
That might be the first time we've said diarrhea on this podcast.
It only took a pandemic.
There we go.
Oh, that sounds like a clogged toilet.
I know. All right.
I should have given you some kind of clue ahead of time, like a cue, so you could have been ready with it.
Yeah, Brittany set up the toilet alarm. That's good. Wow. On her first podcast.
Nancy just said, "Yay, lab!"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Here we go. There we go. Yes. Thanks, Nancy. There we go. Anyway, so you're talking about temperature screening, which provides the perfect segue because apparently, what?
This is magical.
Oh, well, temp screening apparently is now required at table service restaurants at Walt Disney World hotels.
We have to do that here. I thought everyone had to do that.
Temperature screening?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, even like to get a haircut, they have to check your temperature.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's mandated. Maybe it is in your state. We don't have that here unless it's like mandated by individual establishments. But I was wondering, because I know they're doing that for you to get into the Disney parks, but I haven't read anything official on if they're doing that to get onto the Magical Express, or like you said, if you're local or something, you're driving to the hotel, you would have no screening whatsoever to go in there.
Oh, right. I've seen a couple of YouTube people that I follow just because they're cute, and they just walked on.
Did they?
They did. They went to eat at a restaurant. And they just like walked right into the resort, and they even commented and said, "Nobody checked our temperature. Are we supposed to just walk in?" And I was like, "Yeah."
So they're not doing it prior to going there.
Quite a few things since they reopened, like 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
It sounds like, like with you have to be sitting in order to eat, and it sounds like they're kind of feeling things out as they go.
Yeah.
Well, you have to wonder if they haven't had more reported people coming down with this crazy virus, and then because they would get notified, right? If people that are at the park, because then you have to say, "Hey, where have you been?" If you're positive today, "Oh, I was just at Disney World last week." You know what I mean? So they would probably get a report from the state.
I'm curious if they're doing contact tracing. I mean, that's obviously very high level contact tracing. I was under the impression things are so bad right now, actually, in our country, that it's like, who knows? If a lot of places don't have mask requirements, it's like, where have you been? Well, I went to this store and this restaurant and, a whole list of places. I'm curious. Yeah, I suppose if they reported where they were, they would be notified, but there's probably not really an obligation. You're just on the honor system.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the way it is. And quite frankly,
I know that restaurants up here, when we go in, before they seat you, they take your name, your phone number, and your address.
Yeah, they do that here too.
Look.
Exactly.
Not here.
I guess, so then if somebody said like, "Oh, I was at that restaurant," they can call everybody who was at the restaurant at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
the day I'm not doing that. Nope. No way I'm giving my name and phone number and all that. If I want to go get a pizza.
Get like coupons or something.
I'm just going to do takeout then at that point.
Coupons?
Right? If they give me a coupon, I might be willing to do it.
Get on their mailing
Get a
list.
free appetizer if you give your name and phone number.
A coupon.
Anything for a coupon.
10% off your meal.
So they're checking temperatures now if you want to go for a sit-down restaurant.
Yes, and before going in the theme parks.
And before going to theme parks, if I just want to go for a nice hotel stay, I wonder if they'll just do it like I'm checking in at my hotel.
Maybe they do it if you're checking in. Like, I haven't seen that they do that, but that wouldn't shock me.
Unless you're doing it frequently, what's the good? Like, if you're not checking people as they come in the door, I mean, you could potentially have contact with somebody in the park who started as asymptomatic during the day and then started running a fever, and then you're back at the hotel.
And then I came back to the hotel
again, and then you have no idea. So the point being,
ultimately, the problem, right?
Well, and I'm pretty sure that at Universal, at least initially, they were saying they were going to give you a wristband for the day, saying that you had your temperature checked.
Right. But
so that you're not being checked, 50 times. If you go into, the restaurant, the hotel, the theme park, the transportation, everything like that.
My only point, Brittany, is that kind of, and unfortunately, I've traveled enough over the last, 3.5 years being a remote worker for a company in Washington, D.C. So I on average, at least twice a month for like the last 3.5 years up until March. And I've had the unhappy experience of getting sick a number of times while I've been traveling. Mm-hmm. So my only point was that kind of, there were days where I started out the day, oh yeah, I'm feeling okay, all right. And then by mid-afternoon, it's like, oh, something's going wrong here. And like I started feeling lousy. And obviously then I could be spreading it to everyone I'm around, or, I was sick and it just suddenly came on.
That is a good point. And
I don't know how you deal with that.
Why you do want to be checking people throughout the day, but that's another difference between
I don't know
how Disney and Universal are handling that. Like at Disney, you're kind of screened with everybody in your party, and if somebody in your room has a fever, none of you can go in, assuming that you've been exposed because you've been in the same room as them.
Was not aware of that.
I wonder if they're still letting like big parties, because here you can't have more than 4 people at it. They don't do parties bigger than 4.
I think weird. Up here we are 50 now.
No, I mean eating in a restaurant.
In a
You can't have,
restaurant.
like the tables can't be.
So you can't have more than 4 people at your table?
Maybe it's. I don't know if it's 4 or 5. 5 would make sense because you could still do 5 out of 4. But yeah, there's some rule. I don't remember. I don't go out to eat with 4 people, so I wouldn't even know. That's crazy.
Michael on the download just sent me a list of restaurants that are open.
This just in.
Closed. Wait. Here's what restaurants will be closed at Walt Disney
World. What was that? I'm sorry.
Okay. Closed.
This just in.
Theme park restaurants. And
there's
oh my
a million.
God, there's a million. Name a restaurant. I'll tell you if it's closed. In the park.
Shoes?
Where do you get the yummy
closed
pork at Animal Kingdom? Flame Tree Barbecue.
Flame Tree Grill?
Animal Kingdom.
That's not on it.
Nope.
No, that's open.
You can eat there.
Oh, good.
Via Napoli.
Tom will be happy.
Via Napoli. That's at Epcot. You can eat there.
Okay, then I'm good. That's all.
That's all that matters.
Like I seriously cannot believe this list. There's probably 30.
Start naming some of them.
Okay, well, Magic Kingdom, I don't even know where you would be able to eat.
Yeah, this is
Tony's.
Aunt Polly's on Tom Sawyer Island closed. Casey's Corner closed. Right. Cheshire Cafe, Cinderella's Royal Table, Columbia Harbor House, Cool Ship in Tomorrowland, the Crystal Palace, the Diamond Horseshoe, the Friar's Nook, Gaston's Tavern, Golden Oak Outpost, the Lunching Pad, Plaza, Ice Cream Parlor, Prince Eric's Village Market, Tomorrowland Terrace, Tortuga Tavern, which is always closed, Westward Ho.
Liberty Tree Tavern?
That
wasn't on there.
That's the one place. That's where you can go in Magic Kingdom.
There you go.
I usually like going to the Columbia Harbor House.
Yeah, me too.
And then go sitting upstairs, you know, and yeah.
It sounds like they're mostly quick service.
But there are a bunch on that list that are closed already.
There's a lot closed, like bloody World Showcases.
Well, because they don't have any of their foreign.
That's true.
Yes,
but they also have food and wine right now too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What are they called? The people that foreign ambassadors or whatever they call them.
Yeah, that program is done.
Yeah, so basically none of the restaurants in World Showcase.
I think they have Americans working.
I thought, that's what I had heard, that they were going to be putting Americans in.
Yeah, but like in Japan, Tappen Edo, Tokyo Dining, and Takumi are all closed. That's all the restaurants in Japan. The only thing open is the beer cart.
And the
that's all you need.
what's the quick service that's like up at the top of the steps?
What, the sushi place?
No, the quick service place to the left.
Oh,
I never go there. I like chicken fingers.
Yeah,
they have the best udon.
I don't even know
what that is.
Yeah,
it's a noodle. You'll like it.
Oh, I like noodles.
That's probably open.
Is there scary stuff hiding in this noodle?
No, I've gotten the tempura chicken and the beef udon. You don't have like squid or octopus or
shrimp. We don't do shrimp.
You can order
fishy. We don't want fishy.
And I don't want
you can get it without fish.
Like, oh, this is the leaf from the Binga Binga tree. I don't know what that is.
I think it's essentially the Japanese version of chicken noodle soup. But, it's in a broth. Noodles, but the noodles are great. I highly recommend
it. The noodles are very thick. It's really good.
Nancy says it used to be Yakitori House.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
That's not what it is now, Nancy.
By the way, I agree with Nancy that Columbia Harbor House has great tuna fish. This is true.
Is that the walk-up window?
No, that's the what? Which?
Oh, that's in America.
Oh, sorry.
That's Epcot, right?
Yeah. Columbia Harbor House. No, that's in Magic Kingdom. Right next to
across from Haunted Mansion.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right there.
I've had chowder there, I think, and it was really good. Nancy
is correct. Like, I never thought I would go to a theme park and actually go get a tuna fish sandwich. It just doesn't seem like summer.
What's on it? Is it like a cheese slice and some tuna fish on toast?
Mayonnaise and lettuce.
Yeah, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, tuna fish.
Doesn't sound refreshing.
It actually is good. I agree with her. Like, and again, I didn't see myself craving that, but anyway. So
is
you're correct.
The drink place in the Mexican Pavilion open, which the name is slipping me at the moment?
La Cava del Tequila.
Is that open?
That's open.
Thank
Yeah.
It's
God.
open.
That's not really a food place.
Well,
Chips
could
and
be a meal.
salsa.
I would say you can
eat
get
it with a
salsa.
spoon.
$400 tequila. It's open.
Yeah. Look, I'm just saying. The other day I went into Walmart around here, and they did not have Coke Zero Sugar in there, and I almost lost it. I was like, "COVID, you've taken a lot of things, but not my Coke Zero."
Can I say that there's a
table.
cream soda
almost
shortage up
lost.
here? I don't know,
There's a
Carolyn, if
cream
you noticed,
soda?
there's a cream soda shortage. I've been looking for months. My son drinks cream soda. I can't find it.
I love cream.
We closed
soda.
that down at the border as a punishment. I apologize.
You're hoarding the cream soda? Please. Take
Please,
pity on us.
give us back our cream
I
soda.
almost did a spit take. Like, what's the brand of cream soda that
Crush,
you normally buy?
Crush or
cream soda.
Barks. Barks
Crush.
is like the
That's like
Bark.
the
White
root beer one. That
cream
one's
soda.
actually really good.
No, I like the pink. The pink
like
cream
it.
soda.
rosy red pink.
There's like
Okay.
Crush orange,
The
Crush
tangent.
grape.
I was gonna say, is this one of the tangents we were
Yeah,
discussing?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this
Completely.
trash
This-
drink I'm
we
drinking.
just-
It's
we just-
off-brand Gatorade.
Kirkland Sport. Oh my gosh, that is. I'm not
Nice.
sure about
I have
that.
a
At least it's not in a bag.
It's actually in a bottle.
Yeah,
Can
juice
you handle
bags.
putting the cap back on? Like, is that too stressful? You know, like you can't put the bag in the slit. It's too much work.
Dude, I need
I know.
scissors.
We used to have you know what? Because we were talking about the milk bags before.
Carolyn, go get your milk.
Okay, so in Canada, apparently, and also, by the way, in the Northeast, at some of the dairy, like we had a dairy near our house. We lived in Lansdale, Pennsylvania, and there was Mary Mead Farms, Mary Mead and Freddie Hill. Shout out to both. And they would produce their milk and put it in plastic bags, which is exactly what apparently is
All right,
the
I'm
norm
going to get
in
it.
Yeah, go get
No,
it.
but wait,
That's
wait.
all we
But
have
there's
in
a-
Canada.
But the
Really?
bottom line was not only that, they used to have juice packs in plastic bags,
Oh.
like with little straws.
Oh,
And-
really?
Oh,
instead
yeah,
of
yeah. Like
and like
Capri
you-
Sun. Those things.
Yeah, but it was like the milk bags,
Oh, like a
only
big one?
scaled down with all different juice flavors.
Really?
And you put your little straw in. All right, here we go. Now,
Here's
this is
show and tell.
Show and tell.
Sorry for the
What
audio
you do is you
listeners.
go to the grocery store. I'll describe it, and you get a
Right.
bag, and it says
It's a
on the
bigger bag.
outside of it like 2%, or
Right.
1%, or as the Canadians say, instead of whole milk, we call it homo milk. That's for real. The name of that's what my sister
Homogenized,
said.
which is
Homogenized.
shortened to
Yes.
homo milk.
Inside that bag is 3 of these. You get 3.
No comments.
They're good, solid bags. You're not going to
Just
pop
letting it
any.
go.
They're good, solid. Then you take it home. You put it in the jug, and you have to go bang, bang, bang to get it
Right.
to sit down in the bottom.
Yep.
Then you snip
Snip
the corner,
right?
and then you can pour.
Right. I still don't believe you don't have the slit though to be
That's
able to
so
then
weird.
fold
Seems
the
too
bag down
complicated.
into to close the bag.
If
'Cause
you
now
have
it's
made
just
it
close
to
it. We
adulthood, I
just
promise
leave it
you can
open.
handle that.
Yeah,
But
You
we
can
just
handle
leave it
the
open
slit.
in the
You can do it.
fridge.
I have faith in you.
it
The
just
milk
stays
is
open in the,
open. It's like going
like a tiny
bad.
little hole.
Yeah, but
going-
it's in
it's
the
like-
fridge.
like not putting the lid on it though.
No,
That's not good.
I've never
Didn't
ever
you have
thought
to
about
put
having
it
it
in
Carolyn's
in a
like-
hole.
If you
It
purchase
doesn't
a
Maybe you
use
jug
take
of
it
or
a
milk, you
anything.
put
clothespin
the cap
and
on.
just like put it on there.
So what you would do is you would take like a
I'm
little
literally-
clip, like
Yeah.
No, I would
okay,
not.
for
do
the
that. I
people
would
at home, I
probably-
have like a little binder clip. This is what John would
Perfect.
do.
That's
No,
what I would do.
no, but no. There's a slit in the front. You just like if you were to take an X-Acto knife and cut out like about
Oh, and then you just
About
pull it
an
down
inch.
into
Here
the
in the
slit.
jug?
Yes.
right
Yeah.
into the front
Oh.
of the jug.
Yeah, like that.
And it keeps it closed. You
I've
guys
never
can make
seen
a
that in
mint
my
up
life.
there. Like it'll be
Seriously.
a revolutionary milk container.
Between that and if you could
We're
figure out
going into
the
business,
recipe
Jen.
for cream soda, you'd be like Canadian millionaires.
Meanwhile,
You get one of those
somebody-
little Dremel tools, and you just go.
That's it. That's what I said.
I'm gonna have to go to
Right.
Quick Trip and take a picture of this for you guys. Like
I
you
won't-
cannot even fathom that our bagged milk pitchers have like a 3/4 inch slit
I've
in the
never
front.
seen that
3/4 inch.
ever.
Right there. Okay.
Mind blown by the
When the
Like,
border
handle it. I know
opens,
you
I
can.
will go buy one.
No, seriously, like
mail
next
it
time
to
you're
you.
at Disney World, we're gonna require that you get a new milk jug.
Oh, right.
Obviously, Canada hasn't gone.
Mine
the
also
advanced
has
route.
like these nifty little holes here. 'Cause
Yeah, that you hang
can
your
buy a fancy little
bag cutter.
slicer thing that you can stick in there, but we lost ours long ago. Yes, they would make a good water balloon fight. You know what else these are really good for is when you're done with the bag of milk, cut the top off,
Right?
and you can use it as a dog poop bag.
See,
Recycle,
reduce,
reuse.
reuse, recycle. There
Right.
you go.
Thank you for
All
sharing.
right, I gotta go put my milk away before it
Go put away your homo milk.
I know it's like 100 Fahrenheit up here.
So, yeah, great. Thanks for the dog poop mention as well. Goodness, no. See, you guys
there's
could
a
really go
tangent.
into business now. You know, and now you just need like a printer. You know, like one of those
Like a 3D printer.
3D printers, and you can go
Make
into
our own,
business.
Carolyn.
I'm telling you,
start
just
an
go
Etsy store.
buy a bunch of them and sell them for double the price of the normal milk thing. It would be fantastic.
Keep your milk
Bedazzled
fresh.
milk containers.
We'll
I'm
glue
telling
glitter on it. It'll be great.
And now shipping to Canada. So
Okay, back to Disney.
back to Disney. Well, or back to stuff. Okay. So, all right. So no current Epcot Monorail service. Are you guys aware of that? Epcot Monorail's not running. I guess
No.
they don't want park hopping and stuff like that.
No, and
Oh,
there's
yeah,
really no
probably.
point to needing that if there's no park hopping, because why would you park at the transfer?
Wait, so with
Well, I guess the resorts are
For the-
closed right
With
now.
the
Like if you're
reservation
staying at the
system?
Polynesian the Polynesian villas,
Right.
or Bay Lake Tower,
Or the
or Contemporary,
Contemporary.
or Flirty Villa, yeah, any of those. That's how those people get there.
Most of the time. And that's one of the
Except
perks
now.
of staying there, right? You're a monorail resort. But
Mhm.
hey, no thanks. We're going to shut that down.
So you have
So
to take a bus.
apparently-
I guess.
I will be skylinering
it.
there
Exactly.
from Riviera.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Worth it. That's like my favorite thing in the world.
It is until
have-
until you get stopped for 10 minutes at the highest point by yourself, and it's like really
Waving?
windy. You're less thrilled about it then, but I survived.
Yeah, that's not
I
so
pulled
bad.
through. I pulled through.
You made
Way
it.
to go.
Yeah, if I was by myself, that would be.
It was a little
scary.
freaky.
Did you get to open the emergency kit?
You know, I texted my husband because I had gone
I
there a
would've-
day
Did I
ahead.
do it?
I went there a day ahead of my husband so that I could like film some stuff. And the second it stopped, I texted him. And this was like a week after those people were stuck for like 3-4 hours. And I said, I've been stopped for a minute.
Yep.
Do you think it's time I break into the emergency kit? And he's like, I think they require you to be stopped for at least 3 minutes before you get to that point. So I did not.
If I got stuck, the minute I would open that and I would start my journal entry with the paper. with the-
Start writing
would.
your will and testament.
Dear diary, I've been stuck in the Skyliner for 23
Dearest
minutes.
Michael, it has been 3
I would.
minutes
Because then
since we
it
last
really does
spoke.
last forever and you die. There's a detailed account.
If I don't
people
make
can
it
do.
back,
Tell the children I fought hard and loved them.
Right.
And you die
I
of
could draw
dysentery
pictures, I could leave- There's so much. I could leave so much for the world.
with your Skyliner diary.
the Skyliner diary.
They
Because you're
find
stuck
this
for 30
wilted
minutes.
corpse when it finally pulls into the station with a note pinned to your shirt.
Ah,
It's good.
Um,
It's good stuff.
Speaking of stuff that's also closed, so okay,
Yeah.
Epcot Monorail.
Yes.
Splash Mountain has been having a dickens of a time the last
They
few
drained
days.
it.
Yeah, it's drained.
Yeah,
It's closed.
And this isn't like for renovating.
No, not for like renovating into the Princess and the
Princess and the
Frog
Frog?
thingy. No. So, yesterday it was closed. Late yesterday, and
Okay.
then it just went down again today, and they drained it.
Yeah, so something's wrong.
Something is very not good.
Something is terribly wrong.
And then the Tomorrowland Transit Authority Wedway People Mover nonstop
Yes.
now departing Rocket Tower Plaza for a round trip Super
I think I-
Skyway tour.
Wait, I thought I had that.
Oh, you want to bring that up? Okay.
No, it's all right. Go ahead. Just
There you go.
Tomorrowland Transit Authority Metroliner nonstop now departing Rocket Tower Plaza Station for a round-trip Super Skyway tour.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard, TTA travelers. Whether you're a humanoid, a robot, or an alien passenger, we hope you enjoy your trip along Tomorrowland Transit Authority's Super Skyway.
Yes, that.
Yeah,
that
go ahead.
was seen down.
I'm pretty asleep by the time all that happened.
It wasn't open in March. It was down back in March when I was there. It is still down.
Really? They said extensive reno.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's a reno or if it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so broken. We need to.
They're just taking advantage of the fact that they have like 25 people in the park at a time. So they're like, good luck.
That's
so I don't know about you all, but I
love it.
I did notice with increasing frequency, at least through my travels there up until March, that they were having problems with it. Mm-hmm. Like I noticed it was down a lot more. I saw more walk-offs from that ride than I had seen probably in the last 5-10 years combined in that time, like in the last 6 to 12 months. So it just seemed like maybe there was some stuff going on that needed to be addressed.
Well, and the same with Splash Mountain. Weren't they having like it was leaking or something?
Well, they had boulders that were falling down in the queue area where they had the nets up and stuff. Remember?
I'm sure it's fine. If they don't fix that hippo's blinking eye on Small World, guys, I can't take it anymore. I cannot take it. I have been looking at that thing for years.
What's it doing? It's supposed to wink, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. And like they've been closed for months, and you're telling me you can socially distance and fix that. Don't tell me it takes more than one person to fix it. I'll fix it like if you let me. Or leave them both open. I don't care.
What is he? So his eyes are supposed to go at the same speed.
Generally, that's how it works.
I thought he was like winking at you.
I
like,
was just thought he was winking.
Well,
Like, hey.
one closes all the way, and the other closes like halfway.
I can't even do that. I'm trying to do it.
He has a lazy eye, much like somebody else on this podcast.
It's me, okay, everybody?
Oh, Jesus.
It has been my thing. And as soon as they announced Disney was closing, I was like, thank God they're going to fix the hippo's eye.
Right.
And then as soon as they reopened, somebody put filmed the video of them on the ride, and my husband's like, bad news about the hippo's eye, and he sent me a screenshot. I was like, no.
Well, it's kind of like the hula girl that was gone for years. Just there was the spot there that it was supposed to be, and then finally it came back, and now I wouldn't even be surprised if it's not working again.
Well,
I say every man for himself. Let the rocks fall. I don't care. Fix the eye.
Fix the eye.
Wonky eye.
Yeah, because that wouldn't even. I mean, how many hours could that take? 2 hours? Like, what do they just need to like? Maybe there's just a little screw that needs to be tightened or something. Like, I don't know.
Just leave them open all the time. I don't care.
Just disconnect that little spring.
I mean, it is something. So let's get on that.
Yeah,
get on that, Disney.
I keep asking Nancy if she has the authority to do like. I ask a lot of her. I'll be like,
don't you know who I am?
Yeah, like I don't suppose you can do something about the hippo's eye, or like on Splash Mountain, the turtle that's being sprayed by the water, and half the time there's no water, so it's just like sitting there on a pole. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. It's just a clear pole and it's hovering.
Nancy says WD-40. That's all.
That is the common fixer.
There you go. Fixed it.
The little straw.
Fixed it for you.
Okay. While we're on the topic of rides that are
stuff that's not working.
Yeah. PrimevalWhirl is
finished.
Done.
Kaput.
I know that this is the beginning of the end of Dinosaur Land. I'm telling you right now.
You think?
Oh yeah.
What are they gonna? There's like hardly any rides. Like,
no,
I know, which is the perfect place to put something that's cool.
Yeah,
well, so the Dino Bash has to go.
Pizza Safari was also on that list of restaurants that are closed. That was the only other thing.
The ride vehicles have even been taken off the track now.
Right. So didn't we talk about this a little bit last podcast? I think we did. But
I think we thought it was coming, yeah.
The scoop is that basically the company that made the ride is no longer in business. So Disney has been having to manufacture the replacement parts for that ride, and apparently it's a pain in the rear.
Isn't there a similar ride at Disneyland, like Goofy's Aviation Academy or something? I feel
like PrimevalWhirl, that ride style is like in every theme park.
Yeah,
everywhere,
like a wild
dinosaur sticker on it and move on.
Mouse chat. Well,
okay,
what do they call that, John?
The
Wild Mouse.
Story behind Dinoland, Chester and Hester's Dinoland or whatever, is that it's supposed to be like a roadside attraction. That's why it's there, and that's why there's.
Right. But do you think it was like, oh, we don't have enough rides? Guess we'll throw up these like kind of.
Well, there is like a whole actual story and lore, and if you look into it, and in some of the restaurants, you can find a picture of Chester and Hester, and there's bulletin boards in the park that kind of explain why this thing is here. There is actually like a story behind it, but for the casual visitor, is just going to walk in and be like, okay, this
it doesn't fit.
Fall fair. Well, and I always feel bad for those poor carnival guys that have to stand there and be like, come throw a ball and win a stuffed
9,000 degrees.
I feel bad because nobody's ever there. The
bottom line
spin thing is fine for kids, whatever, that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, they need other dinosaur-y things.
But do you remember when Dinosaur was Countdown to Extinction?
Yeah.
And that was, I was thinking about this. One of their original animals was a dragon, which seems closer to a dinosaur than the other animals there, I guess. Is that their that's how they're bringing a dragon kind of thing? And I'm not sure.
No, they were supposed to have there was a whole other area of the park.
Going to be about
the mythological area that just never got built.
Yep. I don't know, like that whole parking lot area, you could maybe fit like a building
Carolyn,
in there.
What about maybe they're making room for the excavator?
What's that?
That was the roller coaster that was supposed to be there.
Do you really think they're going to spend any money right now?
Yes.
No, they're not.
Now's not the time.
No, but that was what was supposed to be there. But the whole Chester and Hester thing, at least at the opening of Animal Kingdom, there was the dig site, which that was part of the Dinorama. You'd go, you'd dig for bones every morning, and they'd cover them up, and kids would go in and do that. And then you'd have your roadside tchotchkes, which were built right outside of the real attraction, which was, Countdown to Extinction. So it was supposed to be.
Are those roadside attractions that you mentioned? Where you're squirting the gun. Quick tangent of my own. I always expect them to be like very bad carnival workers and say bad things about my mom and ask if they can guess my weight when I walk through. But anyway, Disney said they were not going to have high touch things in use. I haven't probably because nobody cares, but I haven't read, are they keeping those open right now for, that's got to be a big germ fest, little kids, grubby hands.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's probably closed. And the playground and everything that's there.
They probably still have the cast members standing there.
That's their whole job is to stand there and be like,
we're sorry, folks. Dinorama's closed. Moose out front should have told you.
Dino Bash has to end. The bash is over.
Yeah.
Stephanie's comment, I'll literally drop $25 for the kids to play the carnival games because I feel bad for those cast members.
I know, right?
And then you have to bring home an enormous stuffed bear or something.
I know,
carry it around. How are you going to get that home?
Just another thing you're going to forget in the hotel room.
I have another little tangent.
Okay.
So I was watching a show on that Apple TV, whatever. They have their own shows called For All Mankind. Okay. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. It's like if Russia made it to the moon before America and whatever. And I'm like, that voice really sounds familiar. And then I realized one of the characters on the show is Dr. Seeker from Countdown to Extinction.
Marsh.
I was like, why does that voice sound familiar? And it was him.
You know that people have bugged him on Twitter and stuff, being like, "Oh my God, Dr. Seeker," and he had trouble remembering what the heck they were talking about.
Carolyn, we've talked about this on the podcast. I met him personally at CES one year, and I was like, "Seeker, what's up, Dr. Seeker from Countdown to Extinction? He's like, what? Oh, yeah. And he goes, literally, I was like in and out. That was like a 2-hour thing, and I was done.
It's left an impression on all of us.
Millions of us.
He was actually very kind about it, but yeah, he had very little recollection at CES.
Well, you can watch him on For All Mankind on Apple TV.
Well, he's been on a lot of stuff.
He used to be on Veronica's Closet. That was, I think, his first.
Yes.
I was in a bar in Hollywood next to him, and we chatted once, really drunk. That's my
very nice guy.
He was really nice. He was totally nice, and he was really funny.
No, he just stood there and talked to me for 5 minutes.
Did he have his dinosaur hand puppet?
I think that was probably pre-dinosaur.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
so that is another thing going bye-bye in the long list of things going bye-bye. I can't remember if we talked about this, if it was known on our last podcast or not. But
I don't know.
Spaceship Earth is. Did we talk about the things that are
that
not
it's that they're? Did you guys mention that they're like holding off on the construction?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That the big rena that was supposed to happen. It was just like, just open it up. It's good.
No
enough.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah, we did.
Did they say for sure no Ratatouille? I heard no Mary Poppins.
Wait, no, Ratatouille was coming because it's ready.
Yeah, that was. Okay. I did the tour of that, so
I wrote that when I was at Disneyland Paris. Actually,
yeah, me too.
With my eyes closed the whole time because I get motion sick. But what I saw was great.
Well, we did a hard hat tour of it, so I mean, it was literally almost done. So that'll be
fine. There's something over there that's on hold. I don't remember.
I know the space restaurant's on hold, but we talked about
but that was on hold for a while, anyways.
Still,
I was curious how many they're going to have to hold off like they did after 9/11 and Art of Animation. Then supposed to be.
Right.
Pop Century.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah. We're predicting a lot. Actually, I think like 2 or 3 of our last podcasts talk about some of this stuff in some way, shape, or form about the effects of, how long they're going to be and how much money is being lost per day. It's crazy. But yeah.
Not at Disney, but speaking of things that are going bye-bye, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal is canceled.
Yeah, both coasts. No. Both coasts canceled.
Both coasts? Okay, well, that's not unexpected, though.
Obviously at Disney, the Halloween party, too.
Yeah. If you can't even
canceled the Wine and Dine Half Marathon.
Oh, the marathons. That was a big one.
Well, that's another one. Yep. That now turned into a virtual event. They're figuring out how to refund people and all that.
The best is that. So my husband and I have done several Disney half marathons, and
same here.
I wanted to do. They looked like they had some super cool virtual 5Ks. Like the medals looked really cool. They were, what was it, like Mad Tea Party, Haunted Mansion, and they sold out. How do you sell out of a virtual race?
They just order a certain number of
make more
medals, and they can't make any more.
I mean, and it sold out months before the deadline of when you had to finish. And you finish before and send them your proof of time before they send you the make more. Just make more.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it?
Have they canceled all the Run Disney events for the foreseeable future, like the January ones that we normally do?
I have not heard that. So on the day that we were supposed to register as annual pass holders for the Disney Princess, which is in February, it sold out in 22 minutes. They allot so many spots to the annual pass holders, and that sold out in 22 minutes. I'm like, okay, we'll have to do it the day of, not a big deal. And we were on 2 different devices, and we were put in this online queue,
virtual queue,
and it sold out, and we didn't get a spot. And I have never seen it like that. So I'm wondering if they're if they were limiting capacity for that. But as of right now, they're still planning on doing the Disney Princess and the Disney World Marathon. I mean, they just canceled November's race this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Disney World Marathon is still on there, but it's still, and everything's sold out. But it seems to me that I have never seen so many people running close to each other, breathing hard, spitting. I don't know. It just seems
Dude,
like a lot of people.
I'm going to use my Kreskin Coke to predict it will not happen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. They're not going. Disney's lawyers are not going to let the marathon weekend.
And with how you're packed into the corral,
how many people run
for a race?
Well, they always tell you like the total number for the entire weekend, so it's split up among different races. So like the Disney Princess weekend is, what is it, like 40,000 total? The entire, like for the entire, it's like a 5K, a 10K, and the half marathon. That one doesn't have a full marathon, but it is. I mean, it is spread out. I was thinking about that. Like, would I do it? You're outside. But
you're crammed in the corrals.
Right. But you have this much time to plan. Can't you spread people out a little bit more?
But think about how much space they took up. I mean, let's say you limited half the capacity, and I mean, I've been there too, and I've run the half marathons, and they've been crowded, the 5Ks, the 10Ks. I've been there for the full. I kind of, given how expansive it was already for the logistics of everything, the tents, the foods, the medical, the start finish lines, all that kind of stuff, plus all the corrals, man, they would severely have to limit capacity. Right. And then I don't know how you would social distance that many people. And
or
to Michael's
make them
point,
run with masks on. That would be awful.
No, there's got to be some horrible health consequences of trying to run a half marathon with a mask on.
Yeah, that's a long ways.
I mean, it'd just be ridiculous. So, yeah, I don't see it happening. I just don't.
Well, I mean, if they close the play pads and you can't have like 3 kids jumping in the water together. How in the heck are you going to have a marathon with like 185,000 people plus the spectators?
Right.
And if there's no spectators, that's part of it. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I just I can't see it. I mean, even if we get a vaccine, even if they somehow manage to pull that rabbit out of the hat by the year's end, it's going to be.
That's not enough time, though. I don't think for enough people to get it because
exactly. No, I mean,
I think Star Wars is going to be the first one. Star Wars weekend in April. That one seems the most realistic to me that they could possibly pull off.
I'm going to agree with you on that.
Yeah, somewhere around next spring, I would think they'll try it.
Yeah, can't imagine. I just can't imagine wanting to do that. Although I'm probably going to run a half here on Defusky Island, but they're limiting capacity and things like that. And you have to take a ferry to get over there and the whole 9 yards. So, but they said they're not going to cancel it because of the limited capacity and things like that. So, and the ability for people to stay away from each other. It's not like Disney events.
Right.
So, yeah.
One thing that they did do, which I have been screaming for years, the Grand Floridian Walkway is completed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and it looks so cute.
Oh, that's
finally.
There should have been some kind of sound effect for that.
Right?
That's a big deal.
Because
they just that just came out like today or yesterday, really recently.
When you
do you think they sped it up though because of COVID? Because now people are more likely to want to walk, and it's safer for them to be walking outside than
I bet
on a monorail or a boat.
I mean, they had it planned before,
right? And I know they've been working on it, but Disney takes forever to accomplish anything. That
never used to be that way, but now it is.
Yeah. I've been asking for that forever because I hate. Because I don't even want to stay until closing or till the fireworks ever, because then you get crammed outside. Like, should we take the ferry or should we take?
But now the great unwashed masses can go walk through.
Yes, I just want to get there. I would rather walk on my bloody stump than stand still waiting for a monorail.
Wait till the noise complaints start coming in and they put up another guard gate like they used to have in the 70s that stopped you from going to the Contemporary without showing your resort ID.
Oh, yeah. Well, this says that it's connected.
It's coming back.
It says it's connected to the monorail station.
Yeah.
So does that mean that like you can walk to, like, it would be at the edge of the Grand Floridian Resort, right? So
I guess
you walk out. Think of this: you walk out of the Magic Kingdom and you turn right. You kind of go past the monorail station at the Magic Kingdom. You cross over a little bridge and you go towards the Grand Floridian. I think it's just going to be close to the water. So
I was going to say, I'm picturing it between the monorail line and the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think you'll be too close to the building. Maybe if you were really.
Maybe they rerouted it because, I mean, originally the walk around the world was supposed to connect the resorts. And so, you were supposed to go.
Yeah,
between all of them.
Probably branches off that'll get you like into the buildings, but I think the main path goes right along the water. And
we need to send Janet out to do that. Got that, Janet? Go take the walk.
Take the walk, time it. We want to know how long it takes to get to the ticket.
I want video. I want a POV video of walking from the Magic Kingdom to the Grand Floridian and where that path
Maybe
goes.
I'll do that next week. When
there you go.
When I'm sick of I'm fully going into this trip with the expectation. Like I told you guys, I wasn't supposed to be going now. We're going in October. We're supposed to be in Japan for the Olympics. And when that got nixed, my husband's like, Disney World. So I'm like, okay. So I don't feel super strongly that I have to do everything because this trip wasn't really supposed to happen. And if I don't feel safe, I'm okay with spending most of the time outside of the parks.
Yeah.
So I will spend my time walking from the Magic Kingdom to the Grand Floridian for you.
I would also, if you're feeling so inclined and not too hot, I'd love to know how long of a walk it is to get all the way to the TTC.
Yeah.
From the Magic Kingdom?
Oh my gosh, that's a long walk.
I think you're asking a bit much.
I'm going to do it because I'm not standing in the lineups for the monorail. I will walk all the way back to my car.
But why do you want to go to the TTC given you can't even take a monorail from there to Epcot anyway?
No, because I drive to the parks.
Gotcha. So you want to go to
the end of the night. I'm so fed up with having to just stand there. I can't get to my car.
Yeah.
That if I
would
just
rather walk Grand
Floridian,
Polynesian.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I don't care how tired I am. I would rather walk than stand. I think it's harder to just stand
At least I feel like I'm making progress.
Yes.
Progress.
I see. Okay. Anyway.
Right. So you have a trip coming up, but you are also a travel agent.
There you go.
And you know about stuff and things. So, okay. I am an annual pass holder. Are you an annual pass holder, Brittany?
I am.
Okay. So we are in the same boat. So right now, if I could get out of Canada and go to Florida, the Hollywood Studios right now is fully booked for annual pass holders in August. So
where's the value?
Well, but
you can't even go.
If you are staying on property,
okay,
then that's different. And they did change the rules initially for us because we were allowed to book 7 days. Like I said, we had these 2 trips and they wouldn't allow us initially to book any park reservations for our October trip. I'm like, but I have a Disney hotel reservation for both of those. I mean, I'm using the annual pass for both. I don't have separate tickets, but I have a hotel reservation for both of those trips. And then eventually they did open it up. So maybe you may not be able to book your park reservation as an annual pass holder, but if you had a park reservation, because they only allot so many spots for each category.
But if you're
a hotel person holder, or just like a person driving into the city and I'm going to the park today.
Right. Or if you're just a local and you're just going for the day. Yeah. So they give preferential treatment to people who are giving them money to stay on property.
Okay. Right. But then that screws somebody like me who maybe I don't always stay on property. Neither does Carolyn. Actually, last time when we had our podcast meet or our no, it was at the Run Disney
January.
thing. I think one person out of the whole group was actually staying on property.
I can understand why that's frustrating. I think
as a pass holder.
Right. Yes. I think they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, though. Do you give more spots to pass holders and then people who are staying on property? They're paying to stay on property and they can't get in?
No, I get that. But as a pass holder, then if I can't book for the month of August and I have an annual pass, well, then you owe me money.
Pass? Yeah.
You owe me money because you have blocked me out.
And have you
the
guys
time
got
where I was not
are you
supposed
getting
to be blocked out.
extensions on your annual pass? I know they had a couple of different options with like refunds and stuff.
I took the money.
You did?
See, and
Yep,
I
took the refund.
extended.
We're extending.
Yep.
Yeah, I extended only because if I renew, then you get the renewal rate.
Right.
And I didn't want to have to start over as a new annual pass holder. So they're giving me up until June because that's the number of months that they were closed. Now that they're open, I get up till June. And then they are giving anybody that wants to extend a bonus 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So my annual pass is brand new right now. I have until next July. That's just the timing of mine.
And you're hoping
it worked out really well for us because we didn't have a trip planned from when they, we went in February, they closed in March or whatever it was. So we didn't have a trip planned. So really the closure didn't affect us. So extending it made the most sense for us because we really weren't inconvenienced.
Yeah. I feel like if the border is closed for longer, I might give them a call and be like, okay, what can you do for me? Because even if I wanted to come down, I can't.
Right. If you can't physically come to our country, then how would
but
you
for
enjoy
now,
Canada
I'm just keeping the
Epcot?
extension, and then I just didn't want to lose the renewal rate, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So okay, so this is what let's pretend that I could go to Florida. The thing that weirds me out is as an annual pass holder, I'm only allowed to go certain days, but my family has to buy park tickets. And some of the days blocked out for annual pass. It
depends on what kind of annual pass you have.
I have the platinum is all that I'm allowed to get as a Canadian.
I think, and I'm not a Florida resident, so that's what we have as well, is the platinum. But I know we have pretty good availability, unless, everything is different now, obviously, for the last 2 weeks, everything has been up in the air. So unless that changed, I'm wondering if they changed their availability when they way cut back on the capacity limits.
Mm-hmm.
And again, would your availability be different if you had a Disney hotel reservation? Because we had no issue. We got every park we wanted for both hotel stays that we have. And we have the exact same annual pass.
They just announced last week that they were increasing the space for annual pass holders, probably because who is going to be, there's such a significant number of people who are not going to plan an entire trip to Disney World and have to spend $1,000 on tickets and not be able to park hop and do all of that stuff. So I imagine in their figuring out the numbers, they have more space. So this week they have opened up. Nick, our friend Nick, who is INTERCOT, he actually just told me today that he has some dates in August. He randomly got 3 days that he could go to 3 different parks, but he doesn't know if he's going to do it. But he figured since his pass expires at the end of August, he's going to book them just in case.
Just in case he wants to go.
Yeah, but he's the first person that I've seen on anything that I follow that's like, oh yeah, we just booked it, pulled it up, and there's availability. So that's a good sign. At least I think they're adjusting their numbers.
So just to clarify, so if somebody wants to go, there's no more park hopping.
No.
You have to say, okay,
for this year.
Trip, for this
year. They're planning on bringing it back next year.
Okay. So let's say that Joe and Mary Lunch Bucket book a trip. They're going to stay at a hotel.
Let's call them milk bags. Joe and Mary milk bags.
Milk bag family. And they booked their hotel. Now they have to say, I want to go to Magic Kingdom on Monday. I want to go to Epcot on Tuesday. You have to reserve those days, and there's no changing your mind. Is that right? Unless you could find availability, I guess.
I was going to say that would be subject to availability, but yes, you do have to pick your days in advance. And you can we're telling people to do it right away just because we don't know. This is so new. We don't know. Are these things that are going to sell out, for lack of a better word, immediately? We're not sure. But essentially, yes.
I guess the upside to doing
Hollywood
that is
Studios seems like it's the only one that's like selling out or is doing so much sooner, presumably because of Galaxy's Edge.
Right. Well, and I did see a YouTube video for one of the people I follow that were like trying all day for like 3 different days, and they could never get in because they only have 3 boarding times now. You know, did you see how they're doing it?
Yeah.
Actually,
they couldn't get on any of the days, and they were like everything is sold out within like 5 seconds of the turn of the hour. Yeah, so that's
well. And have you guys talked about the difference in transportation starting? That now, like rope drop, they're not doing rope drop anymore.
Yeah.
I'm really curious how that is going to impact, because when we stay on property, we usually drive to the parks. Magic Kingdom is like 50-50 just because of dealing with the TTC parking lot and all that. But I'm really curious, how is that going to work? Because if they're letting people in from, say, walking from the Contemporary right at the park opening at 9, but the monorail doesn't start running until 9, by the time those people get there, you know what I mean? I'm really curious how it's going to work. I think I have to see it to understand.
So then, so Joe and Mary lunch bag. No, milk bag. So, so now they've booked their days.
Yep.
And then, but there's nothing that says like your Magic Kingdom day, but you can't come until 2 that afternoon. Like, everybody presumably could show up right at opening.
Yeah. You can come and go the same park the same day.
Okay.
You don't have a specific time. You're able to go into and leave and come back to the same park the same day. At this time, you just can't go from one park to another. And I understand how that would be really difficult for scheduling purposes, because then you would have to give them a time.
Right.
You know, if I say I'm going to do Magic Kingdom and Epcot today, I'm going to have to tell them when I'm going to be where.
Right.
So,
and
I'm not really understanding how that's going to work moving forward. Hopefully, we don't have to do this much longer.
No, I know.
I guess the upside to these rules is the wait times aren't very long at anything. So
they're super short.
They have been, yeah.
There's no.
I think I saw somebody say that Flight of Passage was like 10 minutes or something.
I saw that yesterday.
And they asked if they wanted to do it again.
Nice.
Wow. That's amazing.
But there is no fast passes for right now, correct?
Yes, so, they don't know when they're bringing those back.
Yeah, which is going to be a mad rush, because when they do bring it back, like, oh my God,
don't bring it back. Don't bring it back. No more fast passes.
I don't mind fast passes if they did it like Disneyland, but I hate the fast pass system at Disney World.
Well, you know, I think it depends on what the ride is. I remember the old fast pass system was still in place when Toy Story Mania first came about, and people online were calling it the running of the bulls.
Yes, they would run.
It was the running of the bulls. I could not fathom dealing with the old fast pass system with Flight of Passage or anything in Galaxy's Edge. I mean, surely only 50% of your party is going to come out of it alive. I mean, especially the Star Wars people. They are hardcore.
It's so weird because that just does, like, Disneyland's my home park, and I just have never seen that at Disneyland. Maybe people are just like more laid back. Like, I don't know. Like, they're all still high. I was
gonna say maybe they're all high. But
they're all.
I think Disneyland also probably. I don't know where I'm getting this from. I could be just making it up, but I would think Disneyland has more locals, like just day trippers that.
Yes,
you know,
and I feel like. This one world is like a once in a lifetime. Oh my God, we have to do this ride.
Like, John and I have been there in October at the first week, and it is nothing but people from out of town. It's like crazy packed. And I've also been there like 4th of July, and it wasn't locals. It's like the summers there are crazy, but during the week it's mostly annual pass holders, and that until like dinner time on Friday. But it's their weekends there. I mean, it's busy. Like, Disneyland is crazy busy all the time.
Yeah.
When just better behaved, I guess.
When does Disneyland reopen, or has it already?
They haven't announced it.
They still don't.
They were supposed to open up for the anniversary on the 17th, and it's gone, and they won't even announce like an almost date, because they had California, the whole of Orange.
It's the state or the
Orange
the county that are like
reverted back to everyone has to stay home. So
healthy. Great. We're gonna go back to that again. Oy, kill me now.
Well, it's like cruises. I mean, Disney cruises. When are those actually going to resume?
Who
They're
knows?
canceling them. They're canceling them one month at a time, and they're saying, we keep getting these emails. Okay, the Disney cruises through September are canceled, and then we're gonna hear about October next. I mean, even if it was safe enough, what are they going to have 3 people on a ship? Who's going to be willing to go? Are they going to be willing to sail for just a couple of people?
I have a cruise booked in February that I'm hoping for until October because I refuse to pay for it all and then have them just say, oh, you can reschedule it. So I'm not going to pay in full in October if I don't know that I'm going to be able to go for sure. I'm just going to get a refund.
Yeah. Crazy times.
Crazy times. Are they still doing, you would know this, Brittany, are they still doing dining reservations at like, what is it, 180 days or whatever it was?
60.
It's now 60?
Yes. It is. They're now doing, so there's no dining plans. Don't know when those are coming back. So park hoppers are coming back in.
Please never. Never.
Park hoppers are coming back in January, but
okay, that I would like.
Dining, they still don't know. And I was talking with Nancy about this, and I was like, why do you think the dining plan? And she was thinking, well, a lot of it is the self-service, the refill mugs. How do you keep that kind of thing sanitary? And with restaurants having more people spread out, there's going to be less availability. So if you're paying for a dining plan and they're still have such decreased capacity, I'm paying for this plan and I can't even get a dining reservation. So for right now, they're doing no dining plans and 60 days out. I don't know if they're going to go back to 180. I know people were pushing for shortening that for a long time.
I would love it to be shorter, and I would love for the Disney dining plan.
I'd love it to be no dining reservations.
Go away. Yeah, I mean,
walk-ups only.
Day of, you go to the World Information Kiosk.
50s? Who does that?
No, you go to the World Information Kiosk under Spaceship Earth.
You guys remember though, they're better behaved in California. They could do that there. In Disney World, we've established we are not that well behaved, and we need order and we need reservations. But if they bring fast passes back at 60 days, can you do both dining and fast pass on the same day? That's a lot. You're gonna have to take the day off of work to book all that at one time.
I hate it.
This is the worst. I'm a travel agent, and we are usually the worst travelers because I hate to plan anything for myself. Like even when I go to INTERCOT stuff, I just show up and I'm like, you know what? If I can get something, it's fine. Because I can't just sit there and like stress out every day trying to get annual or fast passes, trying to get dining reservations. It's too much. This is why I like Disneyland because I never have to worry.
I love it too.
Oh, I'll stress out for you. I'm good at that.
Yeah,
I am the kind of people that have a binder. Before I got an annual pass holder and before I became a Disney travel agent, I was like the binder. There were tabs. No. I was organized.
No,
okay. Men binder around. Men aren't like that.
I mean, if you think about going to Disney World, I mean, it's expensive. Like if you're dropping like $3,000 for your family to go on a vacation, if you don't have a plan, you might as well just go camping because you're not going to be able to do anything.
Really? Camping.
Camp at Disney World.
I disagree completely because it was one of the last times my wife and I went there together. We had no plans. We didn't get any fast passes in advance until the day of. We got them the day of. We made reservations for dining or walked.
Yeah, but with 2 people, that's a whole different world.
And John, you're a different clientele because you would be fine to show up that day and like, we didn't.
You want Cinderella's royal table, though.
Whatever.
Are you trying to get princess meet and greets?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
The day of.
So, but see, people that are like, this is our once in a lifetime
trip,
and we've got to see all the big things. If you were like, we didn't get to go on
back
Haunted Mansion
next
this
month.
time. Oh well, we'll do it next time.
I can't be the theme park commando. I just can't do that.
No,
it's not in my nature.
I think this is why Ian's so grumpy because with his 85 kids, he has to plan and
I know. This is true. It is true.
And this is why we call
You can't have nice things. What?
Magical journeys.
That's right. Wait, hold on. There we go.
There you go.
Down there.
There you go.
It's just...
There, look at Michael's even like looking in that direction.
It really is like the Brady Bunch when you do that.
I know it is.
But you have to look the opposite direction. It's just weird.
It is.
Yeah, I know it is. Wait, how do I do that? Like that? Okay.
Wait, this
I'm
way.
like looking out the window here. It
Hi,
doesn't
Michael.
make sense. Hi, Michael.
That is hard to do.
Oh my
so
God,
Brittany,
we're
Not translating for audio.
tell us about how long you've been at Magical Journeys.
Yes,
and-
give us your scoop.
I have been there about 5-ish years. Nancy would probably say it feels like 20. So I always booked my trips myself.
Mm-hmm.
This might surprise you, a bit of a control freak with the binder, but I had a complicated trip where I was doing a split stay and I wasn't sure how best to split up the tickets. And I saw on INTERCOT that you guys recommended Magical Journeys. So then I reached out to them and I was just randomly assigned to Kathy Peacock and she was fantastic and I loved her.
Yes,
and I kind of stuck with her after that. And then when I saw they were hiring, I applied and actually Kathy ended up being I was the junior agent. She was my senior agent for the first couple of years. So yeah, it was kind of crazy like that. And then it just happened to be a small world that Nancy and I both happened to be med techs working in a lab that then did this. And now I do both.
So what kind of things, because there are a lot of people out there that like to do it hands-on and they like to plan their own thing. What advantages? I know what I tell people about why they should go with Magical Journeys, but you give us the lowdown. Why should somebody call an agent such as yourself to just let us do it? So
I think it's really good because it's fine for the control freaks, right? Like you can still do your dining and fast pass however you want. You still, with my Disney experience, it's so easy now. But if you have the tough questions, if you're not sure how to do the split stays, that kind of thing, and how to work your tickets, a big thing for people is promotions. When they are released, we automatically take care of them. The last one was, I don't even remember I don't think it was a promotion. I think it was when Disney reopened and we were like a month ago or so. And we were trying to move clients around. I'm not kidding you. I sat on hold for 3 hours. I was working in the lab that day. Thankfully, I had an earbud in and just one, and they were okay with it. I sat on hold for 3 hours. I got to talk to somebody, and he didn't know how to do what I was doing, was moving a client from a closed resort to an open one. He said, "Can I put you on a brief hold?" I'm like, "Oh, brief, okay."
There we go.
I know that's how it starts. And thankfully, they weren't able to do that before. You had to speak with guest services, and Nancy had sent out an email that morning and told us, yes, they can too. They were told how. The email came out this morning. So if they say they don't know how, tell them to check their email. So I was like, and he's like, "I don't know if I can do it." I'm like, "Oh, yes, you can. I was on hold for 3 hours. Don't you even with me?" And and he's like, "Yeah, I just have to ask my manager." Okay. So he asked his manager. I was on hold for 10 minutes, and he comes back. As he's picking up the phone, he hung up on me. I cried. I was at work. I was crying. I was so stressed out. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I gave him like a couple minutes. I'm like, maybe he'll call back. He didn't call back. Sat on hold for another 2 hours and 50 minutes and got somebody. And I was like, "Before I say anything, if we disconnect, will you call me back?" And she's like, "Well, we're only allowed to call you back if we're already in the middle of working on your reservation. And then we have to get a manager approval." So that's why he didn't call me back. And and she said, "But I have a really good rating today. I haven't lost anybody yet." And then she took care of it. So I was on hold for 6 hours that day.
Total for one thing.
Mm-hmm. So that's a really big perk for our clients. Is
better you than us.
It's terrible. And on those days.
So what I always tell people is why they want to book with Magical Journeys is because you might be the most on top of things person, but you're not checking every single day if there's a new discount code. but Magical Journeys is.
Yeah.
So then you will just automatically apply it and send an email and be like, guess what? You just saved some more money. We already automatically applied it.
And that's how I got hooked with Kathy. She emailed me one day and was like, I upgraded your room and your new total is this, saving you like $1,200. And I was like, you can come live with me if you want. I'll marry you. I mean, it was fantastic. And I had no idea this was even released.
For somebody who is like a total noob and is not a big planner, you guys can also help them with like, okay, so now that we've got your hotel done.
Yes, we spell it out exactly. I tell them the date.
Dining.
Yep, I'll say this is the date you book your dining. This is how to do it. Here are my recommendations. Here are some here's a link to some ratings and reviews. This is the date that you have to do your fast passes back when those existed. And so on and so forth. And do you want me to make a room request on your behalf, a building request, whatever it is? So yeah, we can take care of all of that. And it's so much easier than doing it yourself. I've been on both sides of it. It is so much easier having an agent do it.
Jen, down here below me, Jen and I have been going to Disney World since the 70s, 80s. Yeah, we were babies. So we know how to plan all this, but why would we when I can have somebody do it? And the cool thing is that I think people are worried because, it's Disney. It does not cost a red penny to use Magical Journeys.
Right. It will never be more. We don't charge a fee. So we're an earmarked agency, which means Disney has to approve of the agency. We have to do some training online. Every year we have to renew that. We get paid by Disney. We don't get paid by the client. Disney pays us. So it will never cost more for you to use us.
So
you don't have to go take a tour of like a timeshare or something in Daytona or whatever. You don't have to do that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can if you want, but you don't have to.
Don't expect me to set that up. I don't set up timeshare. I don't set up timeshare walkthroughs.
Oh, good.
But Disney would be glad to have you do one of their timeshare walkthroughs.
Yes. I've done that there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's awesome. So there you go, people. Now you know why you should choose Magical Journeys. They will do as much or as little as you need them to.
And if you guys want to watch, I have a YouTube channel, Brittany for Magical Journeys. I'm heading there in like a week and a half, provided I
plug.
We'll just say yes.
Sorry.
I'm heading there. So I always do like room tours and like resort walkthroughs and things like that. So if you guys are stuck at home or stuck in Canada, you can live vicariously through me and sweat with me through my mask in the 100 degree or 37 degrees did we say that is Celsius?
Yeah.
30 some odd degrees.
And you're going to do the Grand Floridian walkway tour.
Yes, and I will time it. That's funny you mentioned that because for my clients, when I've been staying at these different hotels, I've been timing things. So for example, when we stayed at Caribbean Beach, I timed how long it took to get from my room to the Skyliner, and then from the Skyliner stop to the stop at Riviera, and then at Epcot. I timed every which way, and I timed how long it took me to walk from the Contemporary to the Magic Kingdom. So I kind of get those numbers. But now apparently I don't know where you have me walk everywhere, walk all over the place, so that you want to know how long it takes you to get to your car from Space Mountain.
Just get me to like
parked in the last row, Villains or whatever it is.
No, just get me to like where the trams would be at the
tram stop. Got it.
And I'll be forever grateful.
So follow along with Brittany, and also Janet's going to be in the parks over the next few days. So be sure and watch for that on our social media channels at INTERCOT, on the Twitters, the Instagrams, the Facebooks. We'll tell
you what restaurants are open, because apparently not many.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, maybe you might want to.
Where are we going to eat a tuna fish sandwich, John?
I know. I'm kind of upset about. Are the churro carts still open?
Tuna fish sandwich.
I mean, that's what I want to know. Can I still get a churro?
You choose.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah, that's a good idea. I guess the carts. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I know. Are the carts there? Are they still there? I don't even know. Have we found this out? I'm not sure we have.
We need an office robot reporter.
If the churro carts aren't open, there's no point.
Live from the scene.
Churro.
Yeah. You see, you guys, I could call in live on location.
Just in.
Yes, breaking news
here in Tomorrowland.
The launching pad is open.
It's just in. Yeah, the lunching pad is open. Oh,
I have
my
never been
goodness.
there for the record.
Oh, the lunching pad? You never got a big turkey stick thing or whatever?
It's a turkey leg, not a turkey
leg.
stick.
Didn't somebody say they're not actually
distracted.
turkey legs? They're like emu legs or something. I don't know.
I'm distracted. I'm watching a palmetto bug crawl up my wall.
Genetically
Can you imagine how big an emu leg? They should do that in Dino Land.
Palmetto bug.
Oh yeah,
that would be
like Fred Flintstone size.
Like 4 feet.
Dinosaur
INTERCOT
legs.
Consulting.
Yeah, wait, hold on. It's a good one. I like that.
For
So
the whole family. Just one for the whole family. You're good.
Everybody.
Nice. Do we hit all of our topics? I think we might
sure
have.
Did, John, we sure did.
I think we did. Hey, I'm going to throw something out there, and this will be one of those things. I think I'm going to try and throw it out.
Keep looking up like.
I know, because there's a huge flying bug. It's huge. I don't know where it came from. Sometimes we have horrible bugs here in South Carolina. Like they're this big. I mean, it's like going to Florida. Florida's the same way. If you've probably seen that, they're like birds. The state bird of South Carolina is the palmetto bug.
June bug.
Which essentially is a cockroach. Anyway, no. Hey, I was just going to throw out there, much like Brittany had mentioned at one point when Magical Journeys was hiring and things like that. At intercot.com, I'm looking for someone to help work on the website right now. So we've got some work we need to do, and we need to transition the site into something different from a WordPress standpoint and things like that. So basically, if you're in the mood to help out a bunch of fellow Disney geeks and you know something about WordPress and you're willing to work for little to no money, but a whole lot of credit.
Basically churros.
And a whole lot of commodity.
You know, come on board. Send me a note. Drop us a line in the PM and stuff like that. We've got a bunch of work to do over the next probably year or less. So throwing that out there, just one of those things. So Brittany, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
And Magical Journeys, of course, been a sponsor of INTERCOT since we were online. They were, I've known Nancy for almost the whole time that we've been online. So been really great having her as a partner all these years. I realize times are crazy right now. It's been tough for everybody to make money, travel agents, everyone else, quite frankly. My son's still technically unemployed or furloughed right now. So yeah, it's a tough time for everybody. So now, like I said, now more than ever, it's the time to support the people that help us bring the magic to you. And that includes Nancy, her staff, and of course, Brittany right here. Give them a call if you've got some vacation planning stuff you want to do and you want to head out. And another thing is the folks at Magical Journeys don't just do Disney. Okay. Nancy is one of the hugest fans, by the way, of Universal.
She is. Yes. She's a big Universal nut.
But other types of vacations as well. Just call them. Just call them. Say, hey, this is crazy. I want to do this. And worst case.
And we can book Universal and
yes,
Disney trips.
Yeah, I know, right?
Amazing.
And Disney cruise and.
I know,
awesome.
Right?
What about the Arabian Nights show downtown Kissimmee? Can you help me get there?
What is that called? Medieval Times.
No, I think
Medieval Times. There was Arabian Nights. There was a whole bunch of things at one time or another that used to go on.
That's the whole reason I want to go to Florida.
I've been to those shows.
Have you? Were they any good?
Yeah.
I've been to one in California.
Interesting. Medieval Times, Arabian Nights. Yeah, all those guys. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the dinner shows are interesting. Food's not usually that great. But
Buffalo Bill
you're
Wild
smelling
West
horses
show
while
in
you're
Paris.
eating, so
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like But then again, I don't know. The Canadians like Golden Corral, so I mean, it's kind of like
we don't
Golden
have
Corral
buffets up
with
here.
the dinner
Okay?
show.
I don't know that there'll be buffets anymore.
No,
Yeah,
line up at the trough.
Nancy says Gatorland.
Yes.
Gatorland, yes.
And I think Nancy wants me to point out that they have an annual pass.
Gatorland has an
Gatorland.
annual pass.
Really?
How many times does?
All the
I mean, sometimes
scaly
you can't
creatures
get enough of the
want
reptile.
in a
Oh, Florida. She's crazy.
The home of Gatorland and Carol Baskin.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Carol Baskin.
Nice. But yeah, wherever your travels are taking you, Magical Journeys can help you get there. So give them a call, definitely. And I think that's about it for us. Another episode of the INTERCOT Insider Live Disney podcast in the can. Just want to thank again Brittany from Magical Journeys, Jen from Canada, Carolyn from Canada, Michael Montanez from somewhere, Seattle, somewhere. Who knows? Somewhere out in space. And myself, John. I am still John from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. What's pointing to me? It's funny. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for hanging with us for our 23 years online. We appreciate it and look forward to joining you back in the park soon. Can't wait till we can do a big meetup again somewhere down the line in the future. So stay tuned, and we'll try and do this on a more regular basis. Michael's pushing us to do that anyway.
I might go for 3 people. I don't know.
Oh,
I know, maybe it just could happen.
Going for the turkey.
But thanks for tuning in, and we're 135 episodes in, so there's plenty of stuff to go back and listen to. If you're bored, download the podcast, join us on social media, and head on over to intercot.com and join in the discussions. That's all I've got for now.
Yay!
Yay. Bye now. Bye.
Bye.
now, Brittany, this is the part where we just sit and listen to
We
the
just sit and
music.
listen.
Outro is so long.
We're still
I know.
live, but we just sit here.
I
and
should have
look
started it
awkwardly
earlier.
at
No,
each
we're
other.
actually, we
You
timed
have
this
to
pretty
start
good
it
this
like
time.
halfway through. Otherwise, we
I was
just
saying you have to start at like 45 minutes into the podcast. Just let go.
It's not that long.
Oh, it is.
No, and then John tells us when the big drum finish is happening.
Yeah. So we're getting there. It's coming up
Okay,
pretty soon.
everybody get
Like
ready.
it sounds like the drums and Outpost and World
Bye-bye.
Showcase.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye now.
Where is it?
Bye.
Bye now. Here it comes. Ready?
That is really long.
Thanks, everybody. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.